What's up YouTube, Jordan here. We're taking a break from Pokemon TCG openings and other things to do a Pokemon tag video. Now, I wasn't tagged by anyone in particular, but I was watching my really good friend Wake Run Collapse's tag video, and he's tagging anyone who wants to make one of these. And this sort of thing is definitely right up my alley, so here we go. Question number 1. What is your favorite Pokemon? Definitely Tyranitar and Dragonite as a close second. I just always loved the design to Tyranitar, and obviously Dragonite is the original dragon Pokemon. I love that it's a jolly dragon, and those are definitely my two favorites. Number 2, what is your least favorite Pokemon? Very simply put, Probopass. Number 3, do you watch the Pokemon movies? If so, what is your favorite one? I have actually watched every single Pokemon movie that has released so far, and out of all of them, my favorite still has to be Pokemon the Movie 2000, purely out of nostalgia. However, Pokemon Forever, in my opinion, is probably the best made Pokemon movie. Number 4, how did you discover Pokemon? For me, it was really easy to discover Pokemon, as the school that I went to, PS 199, in Manhattan, New York City, every single kid was into Pokemon, but me. I was always the kind of kid to try to get into other things that kids weren't into. However, I just could not resist Pokemon. The allure was too great, and it was just too good of a series. Number 5, do you play the Pokemon games? If so, what was the first game you owned, and what was your starter? I do play the Pokemon games, of course. The only two Pokemon games I've never played is Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. The very first Pokemon game I owned, and actually the second game I ever owned, was Pokemon Red. And I chose Charmander as my starter, probably just because I had Pokemon Red. However, at the time, I was a really big fan of all three starters, so I was really happy when Pokemon Yellow came out and I was able to use all three. I will admit that in Pokemon Yellow, I did pretend to be Ash Ketchum, and I tried to get his party exactly. I even did not evolve my Squirtle or my Bulbasaur in an attempt to be just like Ash. Yep, I'll admit it. Number 6, what is your favorite Pokemon card set? Of late, I've actually been giving this question a lot of thought, and my answer is I do not have one. To be honest with you, there are only individual cards that I like more than others. There's never really a full set that I could say, wow, I really like this one over that one. However, if we're going to do promotional sets as well, as you guys know, I love my movie promos. So if we're counting those, then yeah, those are definitely my favorites. If we're just doing regular sets, I actually don't have one anymore. Number 7, do you consider yourself a Gen 1er? Despite growing up with Generation 1 and 2, and I'll always defend Generation 1 to the max, I even love Pokemon like Zubat and Jynx, I do not consider myself a Gen 1er. I've really come to enjoy all the changes Pokemon has made to the series, and can definitely say that I'm open to any other changes they might make. In fact, a wise person once said, the only thing constant is change. Number 8, what is your favorite Pokemon type? For me, the answer to that question is very easy. I am a huge fan of the Dragon type. I've always loved Dragonite, as you guys know. I love Salamence, Flygon. I'm a big fan of Hydreigon as well. And I've always been a very big fan of the character Lance. I love his party, and I love how some of his Pokemon aren't dragon types, but, you know, they're dragon-like. Number 9, would you ever play Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't think I would play it anymore. I used to. I'm a huge fan of old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Up to about the Rise of Destiny set, but I can't see myself playing it ever again, to be honest. Number 10, what is your favorite Pokemon item that you own? I definitely have to say right now it's this Pikachu plush. I actually bought it like last week, and I got it for a really good price, like $13, and it's a really good size. It's fluffy. It's just really awesome. I love it. I'm also a really big fan of the figures from the brand new Mega Charizard collection boxes. Those things are really sweet. Number 11, do you prefer Pokemon X or Y? Honestly, I don't really have a preference. I just kind of picked Pokemon X, maybe because I like Mega Charizard X more, but honestly, I really don't prefer either one. Number 12, what is your favorite Pokemon sidekick in the anime? Of course, for me, it's going to have to be a tie between Misty and Brock. However, I'm actually a big fan of Tracy. I know a lot of people don't really like Tracy as much, but I'm a big fan. And lately, I'm a big fan of Serena, actually. I just love the fact that they had a character that came right out and pretty much said she had a crush on Ash right from the very start of the journey. So yeah, those would have to be my favorites. Number 13, have you ever cosplayed as a Pokemon or a character from Pokemon? I have not, and honestly, I probably don't plan on it. I will have an opportunity to do so in the fall. I was going to go to the New York Comic Con, but I'm probably going to dress up as something more superhero related. I don't really see myself dressing up as something, Pokemon related. Number 14, how much longer do you think Pokemon is going to last? Now, obviously, I have no idea. I do not have a crystal ball, and I cannot foresee it ending anytime soon. However, if I had to put a number on the generations that Pokemon would last, I'm going to say 10. I think they're going to have 10 generations. It's a nice even number. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I just think that's going to be the amount. Number 15, what do you hope Pokemon is going to do next? Honestly, there's a lot of things that I hope Pokemon is going to do. For one thing, in the next generation, I hope they make evolutions of older Pokemon the way they did with Generation 4. I'm a really big fan of a lot of those Pokemon, like Electivire, Magmortar. I actually love Licky Licky. However, please make better designs than Rhyperior and Probopass. Not really a big fan of those. Also, I hope they make the Pokemon TCG a little bit less predictable. As a collector and not really a player of the Pokemon TCG, I would love to see things other than EX cards and Mega EX cards. Also, I hope they make an open world kind of game for the Nintendo Wii U. I think that would really help Wii U sales tremendously, as everyone loves Pokemon X and Y, and everyone is going to love Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So those are all the questions, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like Wake Run Collapse, I'm just going to tag anyone who wants to make a video like this. It's too bad YouTube doesn't have response videos anymore, as this would have been a really helpful thing for tag videos. Also, a quick shout out to Pokemon Excavation and Jackie and TT, as both of them did the tag video as well. Haven't gotten time to see theirs yet, but I'm definitely going to when I get the chance. Also, real quick, if you don't want to make a response video, maybe you could just answer some of these questions in the comments section. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. Jordan,